Hurricane Melissa, one of the strongest to ever make landfall in the Atlantic, and Jamaica bearing the brunt as a major Category 5 storm. Winds were at 185 miles per hour. That's 5 miles per hour below the strongest hurricane ever recorded, with records going back to the 1850s, now down to 160 miles per hour as it cuts through the southwest side of the country. Continuing to travel northeast here, starting to pick up steam after staying stationary over the Caribbean for days on end, going to be impacting parts of eastern Cuba. Direct landfall, the second landfall later this evening and overnight as a Category 4 hurricane. Category 3 as it approaches the Bahamas. Category 2 passing through the Bahamas there. So still a very strong storm system, slowly weakening, but still devastating effects for so many nations across the Caribbean. None more so than in Jamaica, where you can see above me very intense scene, limited visibility. This is our view from Montego Bay, showing our cameraman actually coming inside to avoid the worst of the winds now, wiping the lens with all the raindrops on it. And again, you can just see debris flying past the camera and those palm trees really tipping over with the strong winds. Alerts in place for many of the nations out there. The worst of it where you have hurricane warnings, but worth mentioning, the most devastating winds only about 10-20 miles away from the eye, the center of this storm. So southwestern Jamaica bearing the brunt. Kingston missing out on the worst of the winds, but extreme storm surge for much of the southern coast, with a storm surge up to 13 feet high, and that is the seawater being pushed inland by those strong winds up to, again, 13 feet compared to normal tide levels. That continues to the northeast, making a second landfall in eastern Cuba tonight. Storm surge levels up to 11 feet expected. The most wide-reaching impacts, though, the devastating rain totals, up to 3 feet still is what we had in the forecast for Jamaica. High elevations with the mountains causing significant landslide risk, with the Hurricane Center thinking that there could be communities completely cut off from help, as we do have that threat not just in Jamaica, but in Cuba and also ongoing in Haiti, where there's been multiple deaths reported as well. So our prayers are certainly with Jamaica and much of the Caribbean, and a massive humanitarian aid effort will have to be underway once the storm passes through.